Cuffham has unbalanced facial thirds, an overly broad face, and a short total face shape.
Emotional damage.
He has a narrow jaw,
Another
a poor
10,000.
jaw inclination,
Another
and a
10,000.
chin that is too short.
Another
but he
10,000.
does have a wide neck.
Another
Cuffham
10,000.
has good eye spacing, but a poor eye shape and lower
10,000.
end canthal tilt.
Another 10,000.
Cuffham's nose is notably too broad, and his
10,000.
mid-face is overly squished.
10,000.
His eyebrows are too positively tilted and lack
10,000.
density.
10,000.
Overall, Cuffham is a 2.5
And that's
out of
100,000.
10.
Thank you very much.
Objectively, in the
Thank you very
bottom
much.
1%.
Laura, we finna get paid. All right, what's the other? What's the other?
His ramus is very short and his gonial angle is not ideal either. However, he does have very good forward growth. XQC has very good eyebrow thickness, but only his skin looks slightly unhealthy and too pale. Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom video in our bio now. Overall, XQC can be considered above average with a rating of 6.25.
What? Above average? Buddy, your mom wants all of it, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, brother. I cannot, man.
How attractive is Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein has a very bad face height to width ratio with an extremely long face. His facial thirds are also unbalanced, having a narrow middle third. He has blue eyes with a slight negative canthal tilt. His interocular distance is slightly smaller than average, being smaller than the size of an eye. His under eyes are also unhealthy, however at least he has very minimal upper eyelid exposure. Epstein could do with more facial bone mass, however at least he has high set cheekbones. His nose from the side profile point of view is straight but has a...
Yo. When is Zay gonna get a fucking 9-volt battery? Where do I donate for him to buy a fucking 9-volt battery? Buddy, it's a singular 9
very
volt.
long nasal tip. His
How
jawline
all the
instead
videos
has
got
good
beats?
visibility. He has very good forward growth, but unfortunately, his ramus is too short, making his gonial angle also not so great. His lips are very thin, but they do have good width. His nose instead is slim, giving him an ideal lip width to nose ratio. Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom video in our bio now. Overall, Jeffrey Epstein...
Interesting. Guys, I think you should put me at least 8.3. What?
Epstein can be considered average with a rating of 5.25 out of 10. Who should we rate next?
I'm only 1 point above him, really, dude? That's crazy.
How attractive is Joe Bartolotti? Joe Bartolotti has a dead eye look with a negative canthal tilt. He also has an excessive amount of upper eyelid exposure and his interocular distance is above the ideal ratio. However, he does at least have healthy under eyes. Joe has very strong facial bone mass, having a perfect jawline and high set cheekbones. His facial thirds are unbalanced, having a smaller middle third, but his face height to width ratio instead is perfect. From the side profile point of view, his jawline has strong visibility. His ramus is very tall and his gonial angle also is perfect.
Oh, yeah, I don't have any of that. Guys, I don't have any of that. The back jaw?
His nose is straight and upturned, but unfortunately, he has an excessive amount of forward growth. His lips are thin and they lack
He's got a
width.
super chin.
His nose instead is also slim. However, his lip width to nose ratio still is not ideal. Joe Bartolotti has a very compact mid-face and his hairline instead is perfect.
Yeah.
Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom video in our bio now. Overall, Joe Bartolotti can be considered above average with a rating of 6 out of 10.
Oh!
Who should we rate next?
Wait, nobody beats me. Chat. Wait, so far nobody beats me. Chat, so far I'm in the lead, low-key.
If XQC is a 6 out of 10, then I'd be a 2.
Nobody beats me. What the f? Chat, I beat Dexter surely, right?
How attractive is Dexter? Dexter has paper-thin lips that also lack width. His nose is slim, however, his lip width to nose ratio still isn't ideal. His ears are very protruding and his eyebrows are lacking thickness. Dexter unfortunately has unbalanced facial thirds with a...
Yeah, he also got an up tilt with the eyebrow.
Wider upper third. His face height to width ratio instead is perfect. He has good facial bone mass and his cheekbones are high set and protruding. He has a good eye area with deep set eyes. They have a neutral canthal tilt and also very minimal upper eyelid exposure. Unfortunately, his intraocular distance is above the ideal ratio and his under eyes could be healthier. From the side profile point of view, Dexter's jawline has good visibility.
Not bad.
However, his ramus is too short, giving him also a bad gonial angle.
Yeah.
He does, however, have good forward growth and his nose also has a straight shape. Before I say his rating, you can get your own
he's gonna give him a 6.8
bio now. Overall, Dexter can be considered above average with a rating of 6.5
No,
out of 10. Who should we rate next?
no. Do me again. Do me again with better pictures. Guys, he took bad pictures. This has more examples he has on a show. He took bad examples. Do it again. Do it again, but be real this time. Fuck, man. Guys. No.
How attractive is the 2020 president candidate? The candidate has a wide forehead, giving him
The who?
unbalanced facial furs. He also has a bad face height to width ratio, having a
That's Roddy Rich. Dude, what the fuck?
squared shaped face. He is lacking facial bone mass and has medium set cheekbones. The candidate has bad skin with inconsistent acne. He has a bad nose to eye ratio. His eyes are green with a neutral can-full tilt. He has an ideal interlocular
Chat, is it green
distance.
eyes good?
His under eyes are very healthy, and he also has very minimal upper eyelid exposure. From the side profile point of view, his jawline is lacking visibility.
Now do cuff him.
Unfortunately, his ramus is quite short and his gonial angle isn't ideal. He does, however, have a straight nose, but his chin is very slightly
Now do
receding.
cuff him.
His nose is too wide. His lips instead are thick, but lack width, giving him a bad lip width to nose ratio. Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom video in...
Chat, yes, this is my take. This is my take. I think if you single out every single feature of somebody in a conventional, oh, they should be this, it should be that, and you have all of that, the person could be unattractive conventionally. I think there's combos of two bad things that people like. There are some things that I like in people that are too non-conventional bad ones. There's combos.
Our bio now. Overall, the 2020 president candidate can be considered
XQCL,
average with a
much
rating
love,
of
chat and X.
4.75 out of 10.
Damn,
Who should we rate next?
Love
fucking
you,
cooks him.
XQC. 31 months army strong. Can I get a welcome, pappy?
Well, you did cuff him?
His facial thirds are perfectly balanced, having also a great face height to width ratio. He has lots of facial bone mass and extremely high set cheekbones with prominent zygomatic bones. Me and Marlon need to be stopped for real. Marlon has beautiful brown almond shaped eyes with a positive can-full tilt.
Whoa. What is it? What is this? I have brown eyes. Brown eyes. What it says is, oh, almond nuts, nice, beautiful eyes. What the f is that? What is this glazed shit, man?
Exposure, and they are deep set with a strong low brow ridge. His under eyes are very healthy, and unfortunately, his interocular distance is
wide,
slightly
man.
above the ideal
Yes!
ratio. His lips
hold
are
on.
very full, and he has perfect white teeth.
No!
His nose is also slim, giving him a good lip width to nose ratio. Marlon's chin to philtrum ratio
Yeah,
isn't
true!
the best, and his ears are slightly pointy. However, they suit
True!
him. From the side profile point of view, his ramus could do
Yep.
with more length.
Yes!
He has a strong jawline with good projection, visible hollow cheeks, and his nose is almost perfectly straight. Before I say his rating, you can get your own in our bio now. Overall, Marlon can be considered above average with a rating of 7.8 out of 10. Who should we rate next?
Yo, that's glazer. He's glazing. Chat, you know he's glazing. That is crazy.
How attractive is Joe?
What is it about the almond? Dude, I cannot. Hold on now.
How attractive is I Show Speed? I Show Speed has unbalanced facial thirds with a wide lower third, and his face is too rounded, giving him a bad face height to width ratio. He has a bad skin texture with
XQCL.
inconsistent acne spots.
Well, that's
Speed
fake
has low
nose.
set cheekbones and is
Shut up,
lacking
did it.
facial bone mass. His jawline is lacking visibility. His ramus could also do with more length.
It was
However,
blurry.
his gonial angle is ideal. His lips are very thick, but unfortunately, the lip width to nose ratio is not ideal as he has a very wide nose. However, from the side profile point of view, his nose has a perfect straight shape. He has brown colored almond shaped
really?
eyes with a positive can-full tilt. His under eyes are slightly unhealthy. Unfortunately, his interocular distance is above the ideal ratio, and he has excessive upper eyelid exposure. His eyebrows have good thickness with a positive tilt. Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom video in our bio now. Overall, eyeshadow speed can be considered average with a rating of 5.5 out of 10. Who should we rate?
Jeez, man. Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to look good, man? Guys, why is it so hard to look good? I don't get it. Chat, I like these videos. Chat, only a few more.
How attractive is Cristiano Ronaldo? Cristiano Ronaldo's eye area is slightly asymmetrical. His ears are also a little bit protruding. His facial thirds instead are perfectly balanced, having also a very wide lower third.
See, chat, I tend to disagree. I feel like having a protruding ears with a certain face couple can be nice. I think having a long backbone and is kind of nice. It's kind of cool.
His face height to
So you'll
width
find that
ratio
attractive.
is perfect. Ronaldo has high-set protruding cheekbones and very strong facial bone mass. He has brown almond-shaped eyes with a slight negative canthal tilt, and his eyebrows are rounded in the corners. However, his interocular distance is perfect. He has very minimal upper eyelid exposure, and his under eyes are healthy considering his age. From the side profile point of view, his jawline has good visibility. His rhombus is very tall, and he has an ideal gonial angle.
Wait, chat. Because I noticed this right here. Chat, he had a face pull, no? Look, there's scar on his ears.
His nose has a downwards bent nasal tip, and unfortunately, his lower chin is a bit receding. Cristiano Ronaldo's upper lip is very thin and they lack width. His nose is slim, however his lip width to nose ratio is still not ideal. Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom video in our bio now. Overall, Cristiano Ronaldo can be considered above average with a rating of 7 out of 10.
I'm
Who should
close.
we rate next?
Man. I'm not watching the whole video, just give me the score.
His rating, you can get your own custom video in our bio now. Overall, HS Tiki Toki can be considered average with a rating of 6 out of 10.
Bang!
Who should we rate next?
Happy
Boom!
birthday XQC.
Baby.
Feels birthday
Lil Baby
man.
looks a bit like a dog. Unfortunately, he is a
What?
mouth breather, which gives him a slight receding chin. He has a very short ramus, however his gonial angle is ideal. His nose is straight and his jawline has good visibility from the side profile point of view. Lil Baby's facial thirds are slightly unbalanced and his face height to width ratio isn't ideal, either having a rather round face. He does, however, have good facial bone mass and
True.
his cheekbones are
Rate
strong
the
and
juices,
high
Mr.
set.
Cat.
His
True.
eyes are brown with a bad interocular distance being
He's got good eye aging and not too much space at the top. It's actually
bigger
pretty
than the
good.
size of an eye. Luckily, he has a positive canthal tilt, his under eyes are healthy, and he has very minimal upper eyelid.
I said that. I
His
said
nose is
that.
very
You
wide,
can't
his lips
possibly
instead are
expect
thick
to mock
but lacking
anyone when you
width,
sit in
giving
a
him a bad
shit-stained
lip
chair
width
and
to nose
eat the
ratio.
worst food
His
you can
eyebrows are
find.
too high set and tilted downwards. Before I say his
eyebrow
rating,
gapper.
you can get your own custom video in our bio.
Jay's
now.
gonna cook him, isn't he?
Overall, Lil Baby can be considered average with a rating of 4.75 out of 10. Who should
Okay. I think he's being generous.
Drake has a long veiny. Drake has unbalanced facial thirds with his lower third being slightly wider than the rest. His face height to width ratio also isn't that ideal. He is lacking facial bone mass and his cheekbones are quite low set. Drake has brown colored eyes with a negative canthal tilt, making him look like a cute puppy. He has very minimal upper eyelid exposure and his under eyes are healthy. However, his
What's up?
Is the smoke detector beeping?
No?
I don't think so. Am I getting trouble?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's this videos, guys. Like in all the videos, it's chirping, so they don't know if it's the house doing it or not.
Okay. Bro,
In any of the houses, have we ever had any chirping at all? Ever?
never.
Never. But I changed my 9 volts. I check and change my 9 volts every time, buddy.
Yeah, that keeps us from dying in a fire.
See?
That's
interocular distance is above the ideal ratio as his eyes are very spaced out. From the side profile point of view, Drake's jaw isn't so visible. His ramus could also do with more length and he could do with more forward growth. His nose, however, has somewhat of a straight shape. He has very
Somewhat?
plump lips. However, his nose also slightly wide from the front,
Jay's gonna
making
cook
his
him.
lip width to nose ratio not the best. He has a perfect hairline and great eyebrow thickness. Before I say his rating, you can get your own in our bio now. Overall, Drake can be considered average with a rating of 5.5 out of 10.
Jesus, man.
How attractive is Stable Ronaldo? Unfortunately, Stable Ronaldo has slightly protruding ears. His facial thirds are unbalanced, with his upper third being wider than the rest of the face. But he does, however, have a good face height to width ratio. He has average facial bone mass, having also medium set cheekbones. He has dead eyes and a slight amount of excessive upper eyelid exposure.
True.
But at least his canthal tilt is neutral.
I guess.
His interocular distance is below the
True.
ideal ratio.
True.
And he he also
Coco.
has very unhealthy under eyes.
Yeah.
Stable Ronaldo has thick lips, but they aren't wide. However, also his lip width to nose ratio
Yeah, I
is
noticed
not
that too.
ideal,
I
as
noticed
his
that.
nose is very wide from the front. From the side profile point of view, his jaw has good visibility, his ramus has good length, and his gonial angle is also ideal. He has good chin projection, however his nose is very big and isn't straight. Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom video in our bio now. Overall, Stable Ronaldo can be considered average with a
5.8.
rating of 5 out of 10. Who should...
Jesus, mugged hard, mugged.
David Goggins...
Chat, where's Brad Pitt at?
How attractive is Brad Pitt? Unfortunately,
Chat, you should judge Brad Pitt based on Troy. Just look at all the Troy scenes, and we want to know what Brad Pitt is at peak.
Pitt has a negative canthal tilt. His interocular...
Chat, nobody beats that. Chat, I'd be impressed if one human beats that. Have you ever seen Troy? Watch this. I'm not gonna show this scene because I've watched it a million times. Chat. Really, dude? How can anybody compete with that, man? Dude, that's crazy. Not this one. Not that one.
Distance is
You
also
better not
below
cook
the
him. You
ideal
better not cook him.
ratio, having his eyes too close set, and his under eyes are slightly unhealthy. However, he does have very minimal upper eyelid exposure. His facial thirds are perfectly balanced,
Yeah.
and he has a very ideal face height to
Yep.
width ratio with a compact mid-face. He has very strong facial bone mass, and his cheekbones instead could be slightly more high set.
Yeah.
From the side profile point of view, Brad Pitt's jawline is very strong and visible. His ramus is tall, and
That's
his gonial
nice. Look at that
is
angle.
almost
Wow.
perfect. He has very good forward growth, and his nose is also perfectly straight. His lips are too thin and could do with more width. His nose is also slim, however his lip width to nose ratio isn't ideal. His hairline is still perfect, and his eyebrows could do with more thickness. Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom video in our bio
Brad
now.
Pitt in
Overall,
Meets Joe
Brad Pitt
Black.
can be considered
Look it
above
up for me.
average with a rating of 7.25 out of 10. Who should we rate next?
Guys, if Brad Pitt is a 7.25, guys, it's over for all of us, let's be honest. I mean, we lost the battle.
Is Tyler the Creator. Tyler the Creator has big protruding pointy ears. He has slightly unbalanced facial thirds, also with a bad face height to width ratio, having a long shaped face. He is lacking facial bone mass and has
This guy
medium
gave
set
Caesar and
cheekbones.
Cuff M&R.
He has small brown almond shaped eyes with a neutral
By all
canthal
that is
tilt.
holy, I
Tyler
summon.
has very
Bigger
minimal
chat.
upper eyelid exposure.
What?
However, his
Can
interocular
I get
distance is below the ideal ratio, and his under eyes could be healthier. From the side profile point of view, his jawline is practically invisible. His ramus is too short, and his gonial angle doesn't have an ideal shape. He has a slight receding chin, but at least his nose has a straight shape. His lips are very plump but not wide, and his nose instead is wide, giving him a bad lip
Jesus!
width to nose ratio. His forehead is slightly too big.
Jay's gonna give
and
him a
his head
4.
has a weird shape. Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom
Jay's gonna give him a
video in
4.
our bio now. Overall, Tyler the Creator can be considered
3?
below average with a rating of 4.5 out of 10. Who should we rate next? Lean. Mr. Lean has paper-thin lips that are narrow. His nose is slightly wide as well, giving him a bad lip width to
Wait,
nose
who?
ratio. His eyebrows are high set and have
Who?
great thickness with a slight negative tilt. His hairline is
Guys,
still
that's not even Mr. Beast, that's Mr. Lean.
Mr. Lean can be considered average with a rating of
That's
5
the
out of
wrong,
10.
that's the wrong
Hello
guy.
Q. Could I get a welcome to the
Kaisa Nat
jungle?
has unbalanced
No?
facial thirds,
Okay.
having a wide
Way too
R
dank.
forehead. He is lacking facial bone mass and has medium set cheekbones. His face height to width ratio instead is ideal. He has very dark eyes with a positive canthal tilt. Unfortunately, his interocular distance is above the ideal ratio, and he has an excessive amount of upper eyelid exposure.
Okay,
His
come on, give me some
under eyes
positives,
instead
man.
are very
These are
healthy.
AI
From
lil
the side
bro.
profile point of view, his jawline has average visibility. His ramus has good length, however his gonial angle is not
So
so ideal.
roundy.
His nose instead has a nice straight shape.
True.
And he has good forward growth. Kai
True.
Cenat's lips are very thick and wide, however
True.
his nose is also wide, giving him a bad lip width to nose ratio.
That's not
His
true.
eyebrows have good thickness, and his ears and
Yeah, but Jay's not considering
His
it.
eyebrows
The
above his nose
combos
is-
though, the combos though.
XQC stream.
I'm not even hopping on it, but maybe this Hey, yo, hold on. Is the visual gradual? Look at that. It's like a nice. It syncs with the shape of the nose going to the mouth, though.
It's also wide, giving him a bad lip
I
width.
catch on to those.
His eyebrows have good thickness, and his ears instead are slightly protruding.
Does that make sense?
Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom video in our bio now. Overall,
The golden
Kai
ratio.
Cenat, the #1 streamer, can be considered average with a rating of 5.75
Oh, come
out of
on.
10. Who should we rate next? Jason the Ween. Jason the Ween has 360-degree vision, having a very wide interocular distance. Unfortunately, he has a slight negative canthal tilt. He has a monolid, giving him practically no upper eyelid exposure, and his under eyes are somewhat healthy. He has perfectly balanced facial furs. However,
Somewhat healthy? Oh, yeah, because the discoloration. Brother, he's basically
face
brand
height to
new.
width ratio is not as ideal as it should be. Jason is lacking facial bone mass, and his cheekbones could be more high set. From the side profile point of view, his jawline has good visibility.
True.
Unfortunately, his ramus is
Yeah,
too short.
and the
his
gonial angle is
not
very,
the best.
yeah.
He does, however, have good forward growth, and his nose is upturned from the side. His lips have very good thickness, but they aren't wide. His nose, however, is slightly too wide, giving him a bad lip width to nose ratio.
Guys, what the f are these, man? Guys, that is insane. Guys, that is insane.
Jason's eyebrows unfortunately are too high set, and he has elf-like ears. Before I say his rating, you can get your own
He's gonna
custom
cook
video in our
him
bio
hard.
now. Overall, Jason the Ween can be considered average with a rating of 5.25
Oh,
out
that's
of
nice.
10. Who should we rate next? Max. Plaque Boy Max has a very wide nose. His lips instead are too thick and not wide enough, giving him also a bad lip width to nose ratio. He has a very big head, and his facial furs are also
African
very
ceiling
slightly
cricket
unbalanced.
shirts.
However, his face height to width ratio is very ideal. He has an average amount of facial bone mass, and he has strong high-set
good.
cheekbones. Max's eyes look slightly in two different directions. However, they are deep-set and have very minimum upper eyelid exposure.
Oh, whoa.
Unfortunately, his interocular distance is above the ideal ratio, but at least he has a neutral canthal tilt, and also his under eyes are healthy.
Nice.
From the side profile point of view, his jawline could do with more visibility. His ramus is very short, giving him also a bad gonial angle. However, his chin projection is very good, and his nose has a straight shape. Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom video in our bio now. Overall, Plaque Boy Max can be considered average with a rating of 5.25 out of 10. Who should we rate next?
Jesus, man. That's crazy.
Leading chin with a slight overbite. He has
Sliding.
unbalanced facial thirds with a wider middle third, and his face height to width ratio is not ideal either. He is
Jesus.
lacking facial bone mass and has medium set cheekbones. Lacey has small blue colored eyes with a neutral canthal tilt. His interocular distance is above the
Lacey
ideal
looks like a
ratio.
lesbian
However,
mom of
he has
6.
very minimal upper eyelid exposure, and his under eyes are quite
Healthy.
healthy. From the side profile point of view, his jawline is lacking visibility, his ramus has average length, and his gonial angle could be better. His nose, however, from the side has a bump. His lips are very thin
What?
and not wide.
He says, however, and then he gives a negative.
His nose is also slim. However, his lip width to nose ratio still isn't ideal. Lacey has a perfect hairline, and his eyebrows have very good thickness. His ears instead are too big for his face size.
How is
Before I
this
say
an
his
incel,
rating,
Hera?
you
How is
can
this
get your
incel?
own custom video in our bio now.
Yo, self-care and Lookmaxxing is not incel. It can be in combination with other things, but it's not. It's okay to admire other people's looks and to care about your looks without being a weirdo, okay? Unless you're obsessed and you're weird about it, you should care about yourself, little buddy.
Overall,
who else is gonna
Lacey
care?
can be considered average with a rating of 5.25 out of 10. Who should we rate next?
Chat, guys, I want to see if he cooks them or not. Chat, I have to.
Tekka. Lil Tekka looks like a fish, as he has a very bad interocular distance. He has an excessive amount of upper eyelid exposure, however his under eyes are very healthy, and he has a slight positive canthal tilt as well. His facial thirds are strangely perfectly balanced,
Wow.
however his face height to width ratio is not ideal instead. Lil Tekka has good facial bone mass with strong
actually.
medium set cheekbones. From the side profile point of view, his jawline has good visibility. His ramus is very tall, but
Wow.
his gonial angle instead could be better.
Wait, really?
Unfortunately, he has a slight receding chin, however his nose has a perfect straight shape. His lips are very thick but lacking width. His nose is also slightly too wide from the front, giving him a bad lip width to nose ratio. Lil Tecca looks like a nerd with those glasses, and he has a very wide forehead.
Oh, come on!
Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom video in our bio now.
Come
Overall,
on, man.
Lil Tecca can be considered average with a rating of 4.5 out of 10. Who should we...
Alright. Alright then.
XQCL 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 XQCL.
Okay, that's a bit too far. That's a bit too far.
XQCL.
That's cap. You man want to print dough like it's free. Who's funded it? Who's taxes, bro? Man, them struggling to heat.
Oh my god, fucking AI sloppy toppy, I can't.
Could be due to years of frequent mouth breathing. His interocular distance is slightly smaller than
No,
average.
no, no,
He
you
also
can't
has a
cook 'em.
slight negative can-foul tilt and unhealthy under eyes. Palmer's nose is well sized compared to his face, but it is slightly
You look
crooked
very
and bent to the
handsome
side.
today.
His nose also has a slight bump when you look at it from the side profile point of view. He has very weak cheekbones with a basically non-existent jawline structure, giving his face a long and acute shape. Cole's eyes are a good size and his lips are very plump, but sadly, they have a smaller width than they should compared to the size of his nose. Palmer is an example of an average looking guy with an overall rating of 4.5 out of 10. Who should we...
Wait, what is this graph?
guy with an looking guy with an...
Wait.
They should compared to the size of his nose. Palmer is an example of an average...
What the fuck? Yo, it's hard to look good. I don't get it.
looking
I just
guy
went
with
to
an
go
overall
eat
rating...
and this guy is still watching this.
Yo, I'm enjoying these videos, man. I'm not allowed to enjoy anything these days.
How attractive is LeBron James? Are lacking thickness. Before I say his rating, overall, LeBron James can be considered average with a rating of 5.5 out of 10. Who should we rate?
Chat. Brother, I clear all these bums. That's crazy. Chat, out of every video we watch, yo, I'm second place. That's hard.
Too short, giving him also a bad gonial angle. His nose is bent downwards, however his forward growth is perfect.
Third, you're right, after
Pedro
Brad
has
Pitt.
good facial bone mass, but his cheekbones could be more high set. Before I say his rating, you can get your own custom video in our bio now. Overall, Pedro Pascal can be considered average with a rating of 5.5 out of 10. Who should we
Holy
rate
shit,
next?
that's crazy.